Hello, everyone. I'm Bo from Brutal Commentary, and today I'm going to break down our next matchup for UFC Fight Night Royval versus Cop. In this matchup, we have Luana Santos taking on Melissa Croden. I'm actually very looking forward to this matchup. Up in comparison to some of the other women's fighters on this card. Well, then again, there's only not a handful of them, but honestly, I'm very, very much looking forward to this fight as well because I'm very interested in Luana Santos' upside potential in the bantamweight division, and I think Melissa Croden was a good pickup from the UFC this October in that Vancouver card because I like Melissa Croden's style a lot. Now, looking at each other, Croden is 1-0 in the UFC. She just won her debut literally a month ago, TKOing Tainara Lisboa. I picked her to win that fight, too. If I were, she showed good takedown defense, had a rough first round, but was able to start picking up momentum by the second, and then by the third round, she finishes the fight. Had some good finishes in the LFA. Her most recent loss and was to Jacqueline Cavalcanti, who's a top 10 fighter, so no shame in that. Meanwhile, Luana Santos, her most recent win, she also beat Tainara Lisboa, submitted her with ease, absolute ease with the Americana. Before that, lost to Casey O'Neill when she was still at flyweight, but she had some good wins. Beat Juliana Miller, Stephanie Edgar, or Myrana Akapova. Uh, and so overall, I think Santos has some pretty good upside. I mean, both these two are pretty, raw. I mean, they have a combined 19 fights in total between the two, with 11 for the Santos and 9 for Croden. But without further ado, let's break down their styles. So starting with Luana Santos. Oh, she is one of the better athletes in this division. She's fast, she's explosive, and moves with pretty good confidence to herself. I definitely see her. I see her move in a way that just shows very much confidence in her style, which is to be expected. It's kind of the same thing with Joshua Van, who is only 24, and he has that confidence of feeling like he doesn't know his own limitations and thinks he can walk through everybody. Santos, I feel like, sort of has that. And I mean, she is only 25, so it makes sense, especially at women's bantamweight. So that's something I would say. She has phenomenal jiu-jitsu for sure. I mean, getting an Americana is not easy. Her striking more so relies on her speed and clean mechanics. She's got pretty good dart. She's pretty good at darting in with straight shots, lands good quick combination. She's pretty good at mixing her kicks and exiting off angles instead of just backing in a straight line, which you see a lot of fighters do. Now, she's not. Now, Santos is a good striker, but really it's her grappling that, like I said, really is her bread and butter. She times reactive takedowns well, uses her athleticism to secure top position, even against physically stronger opponents, as Santos usually gives up the size advantage as she's only 5'6" and in the 135-pound division, that is relatively small. But what stands out is her decision making. She does know when to strike, when to clinch, and when to change levels. Santos doesn't really need wild strikes to be effective. She wins by landing clean, balanced, and consistently first in the exchanges. And her volume's good, but most importantly, it's smart volume. Overall, Santos, I think, is pretty well rounded, more so a grappler than a striker. I mean, like I said, most of her wins have actually come via submission. And you don't win an Americana based off luck. Meanwhile, looking at Melissa Croden. Croden is going to be much taller, much bigger. She's 5'9" for the weight class, with a good 68.5-inch reach. Pretty good at that tall, rangy kickboxing game from the outside. She uses her reach well when she's disciplined. Long kicks, straight punches, and attempts to keep opponents by the end of her punch. Honestly, though, I'd say Cronin is much better in the pocket because she has really good Muay Thai mechanics, most specifically her clinch, because she's one of the few women's fighters I know in this division who's very good at getting like the Thai plum and then firing knees in close quarters or elbows off the break, but specifically those knees to the body, she's very good at. Grappling, I would say Croden's biggest vulnerability is her defensive grappling. When she gets taken down by well-timed entries and when she hits the mat, she can struggle to create space. Even when she gets up, it usually takes a lot of effort. But I would say Croden has pretty good cardio, and she's tough for sure. I mean, Cavalcanti dropped her multiple times in their fight, and Croden just kept on fighting and did not give a damn. So she's pretty durable herself. Overall, I think Croden, like I said, is pretty mean in the clinch. Like I said, she's got really good knees, especially when she gets the tie plum. But even if she gets 50-50, like arm over arm and grabbing the head, pretty good knees in there. And like I said, good elbows off the break. She's got some good power to her. And while her grappling is not the best, she is improved her grappling, at least to the degree where her get up ability is very strong. Overall, I think this is the fight where I think speed, pressure, and transition, I think matter more than just raw power. I think Santos is the faster fighter by a wide margin. And I think she can win the footwork battle, the scrambling for sure, and maybe even the pocket exchanges just due to her speed. Now, in her ability to slip inside Croden's long range and fire quick combinations do give her a clear path to victory. And if the fight hits the mat, I think Santos will be the one dictating position, not reacting to it. And she's the much better wrestler, I think, and much better with her top control. I'd say Cronin's best path to victory is probably keep Santos at kicking range and work behind the straight shots. And if she can enforce a more slow, methodical striking match, I think she makes this competitive. But that requires Santos to stand still for that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Overall, the real meeting point will be Santos blitzing in, Croden trying to intercept her with long shots, and the scrambles that happen if or when Santos times takedowns off those entries. And these are moments where I think Santos's athleticism and youth really come into play. So for my official prediction, I got to go with Luana Santos. I think she's the more dynamic fighter. I think she's more well-rounded. And I just think she has too many advantages in the speed, her footwork, her defensive awareness, her takedowns, and her overall just vastly superior grappling to Melissa Croden. I think Croden's size and reach will play a factor in this, but I think Santos is the fighter who's going to dictate where this fight happens and at what pace. Unless Croden can land something big from close and or short range, I think Santos is going to win the fight. I'm going to pick Luana Santos. I don't think she can win this fight via submission. She's just so much better on the ground than Melissa Croden. It's not even close. The question is, how can Croden defend the takedowns? I think she can stuff some of them. But again, I just think Santos is overall the better athlete and the better wrestler. So I think when she does take Croden down, she's going to I think she's going to be able to control the submissions and the scrambles and overall better position and eventually find the sub of Melissa Croden. So once again, I'm picking Luana Santos and I'm going to pick her via submission in this one. But with that being said, I've been Bo from Brutal Commentary. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win. But until then, stay calm, stay respectful, and enjoy the violence. I'll see you all next time.